This is the Morning Evening Reaper, which allows any trader with a 9-to-5 job to have the potential to make an average $350 a session in a few hours before or after work, in any futures market and any time frame that you want. Now let me first show you how the Morning Evening Reaper automates every aspect of the market analyzers for you. It all starts with the Smart Bar. It's designed to give you the ease of controlling everything right from the chart versus fussing with complicated menus and indicator settings. So you can concentrate on your trading and not on fiddling around with indicators. The Smart Bar is laid out based on each tool suite in the Morning Evening Reaper. The first one is the Dynamic Auction Grid with the tag here labeled DAG. Then the middle one here is the Entry Signal Suite labeled ESS. And the top one you see here is the Gemini Scalper labeled Scalp. Now it's a breeze to turn all the signals on or off for each tool suite. Just hover over here and you can turn the plots off and on, and you can also do the same for the signals here and the Scalper here. Now let me show you how this makes trading your morning and evening sessions a breeze. What you see here now is the S&P 500 chart with the first tool suite attached, called the Dynamic Auction Grid, portrayed by the green lines that you see here. The Dynamic Auction Grid is our reference structure or framework for the market. It is market-generated information of real-time supply and demand inefficiencies, but not a math algo. So it's taking real-time dynamic auction information out of the market and plots those auction grid lines on our chart, giving you effortless reference points for stops, targets, and managing your position. And most important, it gives you, at a glance, orientation on which kind of market environment that you're in. So you'll easily know the signals, which I'll show you in a moment, that you can expect to give you the best results. Now that we've seen the bigger picture of the market here on the 10-minute chart, let me change the chart period to our trading period. We recommend short time frames for trading, like between 1, 3, and 5 minutes. And we'll also show you how to use various tick and range charts for even more awesome opportunities. Remember, our goal is focused, efficient trading so we can get the most out of the time that we trade. That's why we choose smaller time periods, which give you more opportunities, more trading opportunities in the time you have before and after work. So now here's a 3-minute chart, and we can maximize the view a little bit. You see the scale here. And now this is 10 o'clock at night. Let's just take a look at the session before the cash market opened. You'll still see the dynamic auction grid lines are still here. So even though we carry this over from bigger time frames, such as the 10-minute chart down here, they are still here to help us guide us through placing stops, price targets, and trade management. Now here's the cool dynamic part. Each green line will automatically adjust to the time frame that you're trading. Okay, so now let's add the second component to the chart, which is the Entry Signal Suite. The Entry Signal Suite has 5 different entry signals in both long and short directions. That means we have a total of 10 possible setups to choose from every morning and evening session for any futures market that you want to trade. And here's the coolest part. You can mix and match the entry signals which best suits your trading style, the market that you're trading that day, and the time that works best for you. Now, the market in the morning before the cash session open is quite a bit different than the one in the daytime cash session. That's why all the signals and strategies in the Morning Evening Reaper are designed specifically to give you a trading edge for just pre and post cash session trading. Now, with each set of strategies having its own set of plots, you can choose from here that you can mix and match. Now, let me just turn on one pretty quick. I'm turning on the quick reversal entry signals, and you see they instantly plot on the chart. You can see we get a red signal and a red code bar for short opportunities, and a green plot with a green bar signal for every long opportunity. Remember, this is just 1 out of 5 types of signals that you can choose from every time that you sit down to trade. Now in a moment, I'll show you the entry signals and how they develop and plot in real time, just like you'll experience. Now I have the market replay open. This is an ES 1 minute chart. And again, we like small time periods between 1 and 5 minutes. And lots of tick and range charts too. Well, right now, this is the pre-cash open at about 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And let's see what kind of opportunity Morning Evening Reaper will find for us. So we see here that we get a short continuation signal that we would enter around the 57 level. The 28.57 in our initial stop goes right over the high of the signal bar here at like 58.25, which also happened to be an auction grid level, so that's a great confirmation. Now, we'll not enter any hard targets here, but we are eyeballing the auction grid levels around the 56.25 area. If we get that first level, then we might be good to go for the 55.5 level that we see here. All right, so as the market plays, we see that we hit both of our targets. We went through the first one very quickly, and the second one means we would close out the trade around the 28.55 flat level that you see here and pocket a nice profit of $100 very quick on the very first trade. Now let's see what else comes up. All right, here's another one. This is another short continuation signal. Now we would enter around the 54.25 level. This stop is about 4 ticks right at the auction grid level here. Right at this level. So you don't have any target levels here. We're just managing this trade very closely. Okay, so here's our stop, and we stopped out with a quick small loss of about $50 here. So let's see if we're going to get any more opportunities here, and I'll fast forward the market a little bit. Oh, here's another one. This is the vocal point long, and we would buy around the 55 area, the 55.5 level here. I will probably place our order at 55.5. Now I'll squeeze my chart here a little bit to see if we find some target levels. And we see that the auction grid shows us two main areas for our targets. The first here is around the 58.5 level. So this is basically the first area that we'll keep an eye on. With the second target area right here around the 61 area. So let me stop the market a little bit. So we see that we're basically very quickly going into the first target area. Now, we would not take out our position, but what we would do now as we hit our first target area is to manage our stop closely. And we see that we get quite a little bit of reversal here. The market is heading higher, so we would move our stop right at these lows here off this little reversal where we also see two areas of the auction grid. So we will move our stop right there and into the 56.5 area. So we're completely out of the risk on this trade. So you can make a couple of dollars if you get stopped out, but still have the opportunity if the market is heading higher into our second target level to cash in some. And now you see that we get one big push up and we went right through our target area and we could cash in around the 61 area and would have a nice $360 profit on this one. Now let's see if we find some more here. And here's another vocal point trade. This one is a short. We would enter around the 59.25 level and our initial stop would go right at the high of the signal bar at around 62.75. Our first target area is around the 56 level here. Now we see a couple of auction grid lines here and we see more below here around the same price that we had our long entry before. Now we would go ahead and target the first 56.5 area here, and then you see how it goes from there and manage it very tight. Now we almost moved into the 56 area, and you see now the auction which shows that these two levels here at the 59.5 area, we'll go ahead and move our stop from right up here down to here to basically take us out of the risk on this one and then see how it goes. Or if we can add to our profit target around the 56 area as well. So we hit the profit target around that area and cash in about $125 in profit on this one. And now you see the market is just running sideways. Here the market would have taken us out if we would have stayed in our trade with the stop moved, but I'd rather grab a quick $125 of profit rather than just getting a zero trade here. Let's face it, there are just a lot of opportunities throughout the day to really just cash in on the trades. There's no shortage of opportunities, but as I said earlier, we want the great ones. So let's go ahead and see if we can find another trade. Here's another one. Now this is a dynamic reversal long. Our entry would be around the 53.5 area, and I would put our stop just right under the low right here, which is about 8 ticks away. So we have quite a few targets up here that we see between the 54.5 and 59 area. Now to get a little bit more guidance, we can see that we have a small consolidation area right here where the market paused before. Now we can play it safe and say that we target the 56.5 to 56.75 area as our profit target. And not the top of the range, would be about the 59 area here. So we're going to go ahead and play it safe, knowing we can move our stop and just see how the position really plays out. But I'm a firm believer in getting out of the risk very quick. Take small profits and just do it more often. So now let's see how that turns out. So when it hits our profit targets right here in the first area, and now let's go ahead and move our stop. All right, just in this area, like the original one, like the 56.25. So in case we get stopped out, we can make a nice profit, but also have the opportunity to hit the next auction grid level that you see here. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. Okay, so we don't quite hit the level, but we make about $150 on this one here. So let's go ahead and see if we can find another opportunity. All right, we still have about 45 minutes before the cash market open, and oh, here's another vocal point long trade where our entry will be around the 56 area here. I'd put our stop just right under this low and under this candle here at 54. Now, the first that we looked at the auction grid level was at the 59 area, and that was the level we failed to hit in the trade before, right? So we really need to keep a close eye on that. If we're able to take that out, then we might head higher, and then we can eyeball the auction grid's target level here at the 65 right up here, and we need to keep a close eye on what happens. Okay, and now you see we took out the level here at 59, so that's good. We might see a higher push. We're going to go ahead and see that there's an auction grid level now at the 52.25 area right here. And we're going to move our stop just a tick under this, so we minimize our risk to about 4 ticks. So it's practically out of risk, and then we'll see if the market keeps moving higher, and we can move our stop to our original target level of the 59 area here if it moves higher. So it does move higher and broke through this consolidation area. Now we move our stop to the 59 area, which was the original target. And we'll see if we can take out the 65 area. But now we're really coming close into the cash market open. So what I would do is, even though there's nothing that would say go out of this trade, we'll just basically cash in right here at the 62 area to be out of the market before the cash market open. And then we're done with trading for the day, with 6 awesome trades this morning, with 5 winners, 1 small losers, and made a total of $925 in just 2.5 hour session before work, which is a pretty great way to start your day, right? And guess what? It gets even better, because I have one more thing I want to show you real quick. Now, making $950 in 2.5 hours is awesome, but some days you get fewer opportunities. That's why we created the Gemini Scalper. It can be added to any futures market and time frame, and on days when the market or time frame you're trading has low volatility. So you always know that you have enough opportunities to still hit your $350 in profit targets every day. Now let me show you how it works. So here I apply the Gemini Scalper to a NASDAQ 3-minute chart. And we'll look at this right here in the night session. The white bar here on the left inside is the beginning of the night session at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We see right at the beginning of the night session at 6:30 that we get a short entry signal for the Gemini Scalper. And we would short the market right around the 78.60 level right here to grab a quick $200 gain out of the market. The Gemini Scalper is just a fantastic add-on tool for everything that you do. You can use it for more entry signals if you want, more than the 10 entry signals the entry signal suite delivers, and you can always add that in the mornings or in evening to get more trades, or when you're short on time and just want to grab some quick profits. You can also use it as a secondary confirmation tool, because it will always show you the basic overall quick direction of the market, no matter how quiet or volatile the conditions may be. So you see here we get a long entry signal right there. That's the blue bar. We go long around the 76.80 level. And the market skyrockets for a very quick gain of $450 within just about half an hour if we stayed in the trade. Now we probably take the cash and run, even though there was an opportunity for $200. Now I will just keep the replay running here and see if there's more. Okay, you see you get a pre-alert warning for a short signal coming up, the red line. Now there's a short signal, so at the latest, we'd go out of the position here and enter short into the market. And the market now just very quickly went 50 ticks in our favor right after the entry signal appears, and even continues selling off. Now let me pause the market for a second. So as you can see, the Gemini Scalper always shows you both the long or short signal and can turbocharge your results. As you can see, we just made $1,400 in profits in about 3.5 hours. That's a pretty awesome way to make some quick profits after work, right? So as you can see, the morning evening reaper is the easiest way to make the money you've always wanted trading in just a few hours before or after work, in any futures market and any time frames that you want. So if you're ready to stop second guessing how to make money trading while working a full-time job and give yourself the best shot today at averaging $350 in profits a session, then let me show you everything else that you get.